The PF Waterworks Sink Genie. Over the past 50 years, many different manufacturers have made different styles of traps that allow you to easily access them. One of them is from the 1970s and is called the Kill Catch LP trap. On the bottom, it has a removable door that allows you to easily access an item. On the inside, it even has a screen that will catch any hair. When I reviewed it about a year ago, I actually really liked it. It's unfortunate they no longer make them. Another item I reviewed is this thing here. It's called the Genie Squeeze Clean J-Bend. It's a rubber J-Bend that can be squeezed, allowing you to unclog it. When I reviewed it, I wasn't a big fan because it doesn't give the other pipes any support. But in this video, I'm going to review the Sink Genie. It was made by PF Waterworks, and it's basically just a bottle trap. You can see there's an example of it right there. And the issue with these bottle traps is that most codes don't allow them because they're not self-scouring like a normal P-trap. Here's a normal P-trap. You can see how the inside is very smooth, allowing water to easily scrape out any gunk. But with these bottle traps, there's an inner partition that makes it very hard for water to scrape it out. You wouldn't be able to snake this because if you put a snake down here, the snake would just get caught here and it wouldn't go up and out. So that's why most codes don't allow them, but this is still somehow UPC approved. You can see this cup could be removed, allowing you to access it. Look, remove, and empty. And it says it replaces outdated P-traps, even though that's what 90% of the people are using nowadays. But I'm going to replace the standard slip joint trap with the Sink Genie, and I'll see how it goes. Now, there are instructions on the back, but I'll refer to those after I look at everything. So you can see, this opens up. We have instructions and everything. We have the Sink Genie itself. We have this waist arm and this elbow. And then we have this extra washer, which I'm confused about. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's take a look at the Sink Genie. You can see there's a removable cup. You can unscrew it, dump it out, and then you put this back on. That gasket makes a seal. It looks like this is a keyway for a screwdriver. That'll give you a little bit more leverage. There's an 1.5-inch washer here, and there's 2 reducing washers here. You can see this is the wall arm, and that'll go like that in the wall pipe. And then connecting the wall arm to the Sink Genie is this elbow here. Now there's one extra slip joint washer here, and I'm very confused about it because all these washers are blue rubber. But this one is white nylon, so it almost makes you wonder if the Sink Genie wasn't returned and somebody just tossed their extra washer in it. But I'm not going to use it anyway because all my pipes are 1.5 inches and it comes with 1.5-inch washers. Now before I remove the old trap for the Sink Genie, I want to look at the instructions to see how it goes. So you can see how you have the Sink Genie. That'll connect right here. You have the wall elbow, which will go like that. And then you have this middle elbow, which will connect the two. I actually think that this example here is a lot more helpful because you can see how it all goes together. Now that we know how it goes together, let's remove this old trap. It's held together with 3 nuts. Now this trap is new, so it comes apart with my hands, but an older one may need pliers. So I got that connection done. I'm going to loosen the other side of the J-bend, and there will be some water in here. So you need to make sure you have a bucket under here to catch it. It's not too much, there's just about a cup of water in here. I'm going to dump that out. You have this hanging down. Pull the nut washer off, you have that hanging down like that. Then you're going to remove this wall arm. There's a nut that holds it in place. Alright. You have this nut here. I need to save it because the Sink Genie doesn't come with a new one. There's a washer built in. So put that on like that. I'll just leave it there. Alright, now I'm going to take this wall arm and I'm going to put it into the wall. But first I need a nut, so I'm just going to take the nut from the Sink Genie. Alright, I have to put this on before I connect it to the wall. So you'll see how that's going to connect like that. And I want to push this in so it doesn't block the vent. So I have about that much room to push it in. And I could go as far as I want, but I have to stop here. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to tighten it up. Make sure that this points up. And you can see how this nut will connect to this elbow here. These parts feel very cheap, which is one of the things I don't like about them. And you want to get good slope going up. So now I have this nut here ready to accept the Sink Genie. And there's no washer here, just a bare plastic to plastic connection. Get that as good as I can with my hands. All right. So now I'll get this straight. All right. So now I'm ready to connect the pipe going down. And then there's two washers in here. Neither of them I need because this is an 1.5-inch pipe for a kitchen sink. And these washers are 1.25 inches. So I'm going to use an 1.5 inch washer that came in the kit. I have the nut with the threaded end facing down, and then the washer with the beveled end facing down. I can go about that far in. And I'm going to tighten the nut. And now the installation is complete. You can see how I have the Sink Genie going down into the elbow and into the wall. Now the whole idea with this is if you're washing off something and you were to drop it down the drain, it'd get caught in that cup and it wouldn't go down the drain. And if it's important, you can easily remove this cup, dump out into a bucket, and then just put that back in. With your hands, that washer will make a good enough seal. And now you're done. Now, I'm actually not that big of a fan of it. If I had a genie that could grant me 3 wishes, but they're only wishes for P-traps, I'd wish for a standard P-trap. They're so scouring, they work great. And if I want a P-trap that'll give me good access, these cleanouts are helpful enough. I just don't like the fact that this is not so scouring and that you couldn't snake this if you needed to. And I also don't like the fact that this is very easy to mess up. Look at how this is basically an S-trap. The water goes down here, it goes up here, but this part will vacuum out the water seal if there's a good enough vacuum. Even with this vent here, it'll still have the possibility to be vacuumed out. So I want to see if I can modify this in a way where it'll work a little bit better. So I'm going to remove this elbow here. So I'm going to unscrew this connection here. Alright, now I'm going to undo this connection here. Okay. Now I'm going to twist this elbow horizontally. I'm going to take this Sink Genie. I'm going to connect it directly to the wall elbow. And that is much better. Look at, no more S-trap. It's just straight into the wall pipe and it'll get a good vent. But I still don't like it because of the fact that it's not self-scouring. So for that reason, I'd recommend that you not use it. And I also think that even though it says UPC on it, it's probably not code approved because most codes don't allow traps to these inner partitions.